Yo. Alright, so it's 4:50 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, February 15th, 2026. Happy Lupercalia. We're going to talk about hidden holidays today and some other cool stuff. I was looking at some 2008 stuff, and man, I think it might be worth going back through every year now that we've got. So, anyways, let's get it going. If you stick around till the end, I'll play some music. But what we're going to talk about is, just allow me to shrinkify. And shrinkify, and shrinkify. We're going to go and shrinkify. Alright, so there we go. Get me out of the way. Check this out. This is a picture of the sky. Oh, the wind's kicking up out there. Of the sky. I took it, and I know what you're thinking, that JC, you did it, you caught the suns, the dual suns, but actually I took a picture and I mirror imaged the picture. So if you'll look up at the top, you'll see in the center, you'll see that there's like a face right up at the top, and then if you come on down, there's sort of a raccoon kind of a face, and there's all sorts of interesting imagery created from the mirroring of these cloud patterns from the picture that I took. So that's pretty cool. You can make your phone do it too if you want to. I'm not going to teach you how. Not right now. That being said, let's see. Let's turn this on and let's make that go away. Yeah, okay. So, yesterday I did an episode on Valentine's, and we talked about how Valentine's Day is actually a old Roman pagan holiday where they would do sacrifices and drink copious amounts of wine and do sexual orgies for the fertility and the prosperity of the coming year for the country of Rome, the Empire of Rome, and how Romulus and Remus were raised by a wolf, and Lupus is wolf in Latin, and Lupercalia is the name of the festival that celebrates it. And so, anyways, to come down to it, Valentine's Day as we know it is actually Lupercalia. And Lupercalia dates back to even older things like Pan and the Arcadian, Lycaean worship, which may be the dog people. I was thinking about this after I did this episode. Perhaps that is the dog people? It's another episode. So I was checking out, I was curious about the episode of South Park that had Britney Spears getting the different kind of haircut. Because it came out in 2009. So I was wondering what she was doing right before that, right? Well, she shaved her head in 2007. So, 2007, May 2007, that was a rough month for me, too. That's another story. But, okay. It's relatable, Britney Spears. So, 2007 is when she shaved her head, but 2009 is when they made the episode about her doing all that. So, and by doing all that, I mean that she shaved her head with a shotgun, and then she made #1 hits while all she could do was this. Blah, blah, blah. That was all her whatever was left could do. She removed the top part of her head. It's crazy, right? In the episode, the cartoon. Anyways, so in 2007 is when she did it, and 2009 is when the cartoon came out. So I was looking just at 2008, and this is good old Wikipedia. Now, it's only as accurate as whoever wrote this stuff is. And let me tell you, whoever wrote this stuff is really into WWE. I'm talking about every single pay-per-view and big event that happened with WWE is annotated for the year, just for the year 2008. I mean, I went through just the year 2008, and I found some interesting stuff that we'll get to. Well, we'll go ahead and get there now. How about that? So, let's see. For one thing, in January, February, and May, at approximately the beginning half of each of those 3 months, there were some massive tornadoes. And let's see, they were in the, January. So a levee burst on January 5th. This is 2008. January 5th, Fernley, Nevada. A levee burst, flooding a large portion of the town and evacuating 3,500 residents. But on January 7 through 11, a tornado outbreak passed through eastern North America, producing at least 75 tornadoes across the mid-eastern United States and record-breaking temperatures in eastern Canada. 4 fatalities are reported. Now, again, that happened, and we'll come back up here and kind of peruse back through this, but again, it happened in February on the beginning part. February 5 through 6, Super Tuesday tornado outbreak. A tornado outbreak, the deadliest in 23 years, kills 58 in the southern United States. So another record-breaking, deadly set of tornadoes. Then in May, by the way, this is not connected to anything. It's just stuff that I noticed as I was looking through this. May 1 through 2, a tornado outbreak in the southern and central United States kills 7. May 7 through 15, several tornadoes cause substantial damage in the midwestern United States and kill 28 people. So those are some notable things. Oh, also Iron Man came out. That's how long ago that was. Isn't that wild? That's 18 years ago. 18 years ago. So that's the tornadoes. Let's see. The Oscars have the fewest viewership ever. Let's see. They reported. Where are you? I should have wrote down the dates on that. It wasn't far into this. There's a lot of interesting stuff all through the year of 2008. Where was this? The Oscars had the lowest. Check this out. And in 2025, we had 19.7 million people watch the 97th Academy Awards. Okay? Which apparently was the biggest audience in 5 years. Now, in 2008, where was it? It was like 38 million people. And it was the lowest for that year. Where are you? There's so much interesting stuff in this thing for this year, man. Yes. The telecast garners 31.7 million viewers, making it the least watched broadcast since 1974. So almost twice as many people watched it in 2008. Definitely 1.5 times as many people watched it in 2008 as in 2025. So if you wonder why movies are doing badly, and if you wonder why people don't like celebrities or listen to what they say anymore, or why those people have to make louder and louder noises to be noticed, and why it just doesn't seem to be going their way for a lot of them. Well, nobody's even watching the Oscars because people don't care about. We ain't got time for movies. You know, the last time I watched a movie is. I can't even watch a TV show. It's impossible now. And has been for like a long time. But just understand that nobody's watching, and that's why they seem desperate and they do crazy, silly things, and the movies don't line up with what average, regular, standard, everyday people believe anymore. It's because average, standard, everyday people ain't even watching, man. 31.7 is not even 10%. It's not even 10%, and that was in 2008. Last year it was this many, 20 million. So that's like closer to 5% than closer to 10%. Which they say is a 1% increase from the previous year. And that doesn't count online or watching it later, I guess. I don't think it counts that. So we'll never really know how many people exactly watch it. But check this out. I thought this was interesting in 2008. This cat's name's Elliot Lawrence Spitzer. He's an American politician and attorney who served as the 54th governor of New York from 2007 until his resignation in 2008 after a prostitution scandal. A member of the Democratic Party, he was also the 63rd Attorney General of New York, from 1999 to 2006. So that's the kind of thing that they used to have to leave office over, was a prostitution ring scandal. He wasn't even leading the prostitution ring. He didn't fly on the prostitution ring's airplane. He didn't go to the prostitution ring's meetings or help the prostitution ring invest in massive, no, he was just involved in it, and whatever. Here's where it explains, allegedly how he was involved, whatever it was. But the point is, until his resignation in 2008 after a prostitution scandal, once upon a time, one would resign from one's office. We'll get to that in a second. So, alright, so Oscar ratings in the shitter. Elliot Spitzer, a reason why people would have used to resign. Now, Britney Spears coming back to, we're going to jump back onto to what I was talking about there in a second. Just keep that in mind, alright? Because now, oh no, I closed one too many. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 second, please. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back. Alright. Because we're going to go down this just a little bit. But there was something important. Remember I was talking about a couple episodes about the spy balloon that flew over a couple of years ago, and how that was right around the Chinese New Year with the burning the candle lanterns, the flying lanterns, and how maybe if you wanted to look at it in a certain way, maybe even the Challenger event sort of matched up with the Chinese New Year roundabout. It happened before Chinese New Year because it was in January, but it's similar. Anyways, the balloon for sure, because it was the right date. Alright, so February, where are we? Yes. I thought that this was noteworthy, okay? February the 7th of 2008, Space Shuttle Atlantis launches to deliver the European-built Columbus Science Laboratory to the International Space Station. Now, what day is the Chinese New Year in February 2008? It's February the 7th. It's Thursday, February the 7th, 2008 is the Chinese Lunar New Year, celebrated by the flying of sky candle balloon thingies where you light the candle and it floats, and also the shooting of fireworks, launching of firework rockets. Bunch of stuff happened that day. Good grief. But in particular, I mean, don't take my word for it. What does the celebration of the Chinese New Year, how about, involve? Let's see. Why don't we? Activities include giving red envelopes with money, setting off fireworks, and participating in lion and dragon dances. Okay, cool. So we shot a firework. Alright, we gave some money. I don't know about the dragon part. I mean, I guess this could be a dragon too. Either way. the launch date, which is all very intentional. They plan out the launch date of the alleged supposed launch date of these space shuttle craft years in advance. I mean, for sure, months. Come on now. Months in advance. It's the Space Shuttle Atlantis, for crying out loud. They had to build this European-built Columbus Science Laboratory, whatever that is. This thing. They had to build this empty Red Bull can. Send it up there on February 7th, which I know that they probably didn't have a calendar to look at to go, oh my, hey everyone, it's Chinese Lunar New Year. Why don't we just wait till tomorrow? Because it's the most perfect time. That's the only time we can do it. And that's possible. The Chinese New Year could be calibrated out to come at the proper time that would also line up with being the best time to shoot a missile. I'm not disputing that. I don't know anything. I'm just pointing out. February 7th, 2008, the launch date of the Space Shuttle Atlantis correlates with Thursday, February the 7th, 2008, the Chinese Lunar New Year, which is celebrated by giving envelopes with money and setting off fireworks, which also happened. Giving money and shooting fireworks. Yeah? I mean, I'm just saying. And this is Wikipedia, so take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Now, what else happened here? See, look. World Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, I don't know who did that. I'm not interested in looking to see. I don't care. It's all in there. A lot of World Wrestling Entertainment. Here is something interesting. February 20th, the United States Navy destroys an American spy satellite, USA-193, with a missile, prompting international speculation that it is testing its capability to destroy the satellites of other countries by destroying our own. Gotcha. Put my water at. Oh, there it is. So they couldn't hit that balloon that came over with one of those satellite hitting missiles. I think they could have flown one of those drones that took pictures of that balloon. I think it just crashed it into it and took it down, right? What do I know? Let's see. March 6th, a small bomb explodes at an occupied military recruiting station in Times Square, New York City. That's interesting. March 18th, the Federal Reserve System cuts the federal funds rate by 75 basis points. March 13th, the colorized $5 bill is released with nearly all the features of the earlier colorized currency. Okay. Illinois earthquake strikes southern Illinois, or southeastern Illinois, with a maximum Mercalli intensity of 7. There was a 5.4 magnitude Illinois earthquake. That might be the one that I wrote down. I guess so. Now down here in May, there was something called the Phoenix. Yes. May 25th, NASA's Phoenix spacecraft becomes the first to land in the northern polar region of Mars. May the 25th, which according to Wikipedia, unprompted, tells us that May 25th is the 145th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar and that there's 220 days until the end of the year. 220 days. NASA's Phoenix spacecraft on the surface of Mars, allegedly, on May 25th, 2008, and operated until November 2nd, 2008. Phoenix was operational on Mars for 157 sols, so that's a day. Its instruments were used to access the local habitability and to research the history of water on Mars. Now, what I thought was noteworthy is that November the 2nd, which is 11, the 11th month, right? 11, 2, it's 22, right? May 25th has 220 days until the end of the new year. That's pretty cool, right? I mean, I don't know what that connection means. I'm just pointing it out. I didn't figure out the answer. A large fire engulfs parts of Universal Studios in Universal City, California, destroying a vault with the master tapes of as many as 500,000 songs. That's interesting, right? Here's another World Wrestling entry. Forgot about this guy that got stabbed by the, rest in peace, dude, by this chick with the crazy eyes. Detroit Red Wings, 11th Stanley Cup. It's interesting, right? Red Wings are good shoes. I don't know anything about the team. Let's see. Another tornado, June 11th, 6/11. Big Brown, the Triple Crown. Okay. Incredible Hulk. Alright. Anyways, these years are very interesting to go through and check out. A little walk down memory lane, and maybe we'll come back and do some more looking at 2008, because that's not really what I was wanting to do. I just thought that 2008 was interesting. I wanted to talk about hidden holidays and how easily that you could just slide in holidays because people don't necessarily know about when they are. And it made me also think, like, so this episode for Britney Spears on South Park, it came out. It came out on March the 19th of 2009, I think. No, 2008. Okay, so it was 2008. Alright, so excellent. So South Park was famous when it came out for putting out an episode about whatever was happening that week or the week before, fairly current event news. So I was trying to figure out if they had a reason in all of this to have made the Britney Spears New Look episode, where again she gets to feeling bad and she decides she needs to get a haircut, and after she gets the haircut, the new her puts out a lot of new songs, and it's a real happy ending. And I didn't see anything that directly related to it, but it made me think about the different holidays that are hidden, because we talked about this one yesterday, right? But there was another one. There was another one. What was it called? It was called Ostara, I believe. Yes. Ostara. Around March the 20th, what it is it celebrates the spring solstice. So you got June the 21st, that's the longest day, right? And you got December the 21st, that's the shortest day, and that's the summer and the winter solstice, right? But there's also a spring and a fall equinox, because it's four corners, right? So March the 21st, for March the 19th, just keep that in mind, from March the 19th to March the 21st is a holiday known as Ostara. Now, Ostara, let's talk about Easter just for just a second. Let's see, who else has an Easterish name? How about 2 or 3. So how about now? Easter's a little later in the year, but we got Mardi Gras going on right now, so it's got to be coming up, right? I mean, let's see. April 5th, 2026. Alright, so Ostara, which is the spring equinox and symbolizing fertility and new beginnings, which is sort of like a week, a little over a week, well, caught 2 weeks before Easter. Now, the Easter that Christians celebrate is completely different than the historical. The older things that it comes from, and we already got it. That's the one I was trying to think of how to spell it. Esther. Spring and fertility, and maybe that's because spring comes a little later in Anglo-Saxon areas than where Ostara originated. But anyways. Point being, Ostara, March 20th. Britney Spears' new look, March the 19th. Now, I looked up when March the 19th was, and I believe it was a Wednesday. Let's just take a look and see. Why can't they just tell me? Yeah, Wednesday. So, this came out on a Wednesday. So Friday was the 21st, giving them the entire weekend to have celebrated, historically speaking, the holiday of Ostara in... Let's see where Ostara was celebrated. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, please. Alright. Ostara is celebrated with various rituals that honor the arrival of spring, such as decorating altars, planting seeds, and engaging in activities like egg decorating and spring cleaning. It is a time for renewal, balance, and setting intentions for the coming months. Interesting. Ostara is primarily celebrated in Europe, particularly among cultures with Germanic and Celtic roots. The festival is linked to ancient pagan traditions that honor the arrival of spring. Key locations include Germany. Ostara has strong ties to Germanic tribes, where it is celebrated with various customs, including feasting and rituals honoring the goddess Ostara. Northern Europe. Countries like Sweden and Norway also have traditions related to Ostara, focusing on themes of fertility and renewal. Well, they once did. They may have traditions related to focusing on themes of fertility and renewal of another. Well, never mind. United Kingdom. In Anglo-Saxon England, the month of April was named Ilsternormab, directly referencing the goddess Easter, marking the time of her festival. Modern celebrations. Today, Ostara is celebrated by neo-pagans and nature enthusiasts around the world, including the United States. Many modern practitioners celebrate with rituals such as egg decorating, planting seeds, and community gatherings. Italy. Some regions blend Ostara traditions with local customs, featuring processions and vibrant displays to welcome spring. Ostara continues to be a time for communities to come together, reflecting on themes of rebirth and the balance of nature. So, Ostara. Celebrated with various rituals for fertility. Britney Spears' new look. Second episode of the 12th season of South Park released March 19th, 2008, Wednesday, the weekend before Ostara. At the end of the episode, the paparazzi chased them down and photographed her. Well, photographed what was left of her until what was left of her sort of collapsed on the ground. Probably don't have a picture of it. And kind of wilted, just kind of wilted in, I think. It's been a long time since I watched it. I think I've got it. I think I own that. I think I've got the DVD collection with that on there, so we'll have to check that out. So yeah, hidden holidays. Valentine's Day, Lupercalia. Easter, Ostara. March 21st, the spring equinox. This was released March 19th. I know, I'm saying this over and over again. There's a reason. So it'll sink in. Ostara. We'll do a deeper dive as Easter gets closer. That's a good thing to think about, is to remember. And we'll check out to see what other years that interesting stuff happens on Chinese New Year's. I think that's very interesting, just to see what we're doing that lines up with Chinese New Year, of all things. Yeah. And this thing was very interesting. Man. I wonder what the Dow Jones was in 2008. Dow Jones, December. Is that today? Those Winkies. So what was it in 2008? Come on. Just show me. Just show me. 8,000. You've got to be kidding me. So 2008. In 2008 we were 8776. Guys. I don't know about y'all, but sorry. I don't know anyone that's seen that kind of a return to go from 8,000 to 50. Holy smokes. Yeah. That's wild. The made up fraud gambling is high today. So that's good. Hidden holidays. Pagan hidden holidays. Christmas is Saturnalia. Halloween's Samhain. Oh, Valentine's is Lupercalia. Easter is Ostara. I wonder what the 4th of July is. I'm very interested by these yearly recaps Oh, this was the year that dude threw Muntadhar al-Zaidi through both of his shoes at President George W. Bush. Is that guy still alive? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's still around. Good on him. Good on him. See, look, more wrestling stuff. What is that all about? Look, December 9th, Illinois Governor Rob Blagojevich, good grief, is arrested by federal agents on public corruption charges. Can you imagine someone in politics being arrested for public corruption charges? Prosecutors allege Blagojevich attempted to solicit bribes to occupy the U.S. Senate seat vacated by Barack Obama upon his election to the presidency. Blagojevich is impeached and removed from office in 2009 and convicted in 2011. Bernie Madoff, with all the money, charged with securities fraud in relation to what would later be revealed to be the largest Ponzi scheme in history. Nobel Prize winners. Physicist. Scientist. Discovery and development of the green. Are these the people writing Wikipedia? Because his is green fluorescent protein. Okay, I guess that's cool. Like, did this guy write his own Wikipedia? He looks like the kind of fellow that would have wrote his own Wikipedia. Yeah. So, yeah. 2008. More importantly. Oh, wow. November 14th, Space Shuttle Endeavour. Sure, but here's the Twilight movies. I've never seen these movies. I've completely avoided watching them somehow. Or, wow, I haven't seen also Tangled and Frozen. I've avoided watching them. And look, more wrestling. More wrestling. And 680 points after it was at 50,000. That's not really. It's not that bad. 7.3% unemployment. Interesting. This is just very, very weird. Operation. This was a 4-year-long criminal investigation run by the hometown security team, culminating in the arrests and convictions of more than 36 members of the Microsoft Paint gang in San Francisco. It is one of the largest such cases of its kind in U.S. history. That's interesting, right? 2008, huh? 18 years ago. Man, those guys ain't even a problem here. What are y'all talking about, right? That's what they say. Hey, check this out. October 20th, the HTC Dream. The first device to use the Android operating system. The beginning of the end. I think the iPhone came out in 2007, right? NASA's Messenger spacecraft makes its second of 3, of course, flybys of Mercury. Of course. (2008) financial crisis. George W. Bush signs the revised Emergency Economic Stabilization Act into law, creating a $700 billion treasury fund to purchase failing bank assets. Thanks a lot, Junior. The 60th Primetime Emmy Awards are presented. The telecast becomes the lowest rated and least viewed ceremony in its televised history. Man, you just hate to see it, right? Even in 2008, it was already... 2008, like it's just this when Iron Man came out. That's how far down the tube things were already flushed that whatever the Emmys are, it was still it was done with. Oh, look at this. June 27th, after 3 decades as the chairman of Here, well, Bill steps down from daily duties to concentrate on the Mel and Belinda Fates Foundation. Headquartered in Seattle, Washington. Yeah. The guy who said, if we do a really good job with vaccines, we can probably get our overall population down by a good 10% or something, right? Something to that effect. I don't know. I'm dumb and I have a problem understanding things, so don't worry about what I said. How about this? No, we've already... It's like I'm working my way back up to see if we missed anything. If we missed anything good. Oh yeah, that viral clip of old Uncle Billy. We'll do it live. I love that clip. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. So good. Look, layoffs. 2008 is when the housing market happened. Big economic collapse. There was a Writers Guild of America strike. Surprise, surprise. Little bit of that happening. A little bit of this happening. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Yeah. Which is sort of the lesson with the hidden holidays, alright? So yeah, I know. I've made my point. I get it. Shut the hell up, JC. I feel you. Alright. So check this out. If you are still here, thank you. You guys are troopers. And hey, if you didn't subscribe yet, if you didn't subscribe yet, go ahead and let's get that out of the way. If you're still here, you probably ought to go ahead and come back for some more. Anyways, like I said, thanks. Subscribe, share, comment, like, all that stuff over here in the sidebar. Now, Lupercalia, Ostara, Saturnalia, Samhain, summer solstice. These markers on the year of the calendar, they represent, like I said the other day, they're the floor. They're the floor that everything is standing on. And they kind of just stay there. They don't really change. And they represent the dark times. The fuzzy times where we don't know about, So, age after age, they get another layer slapped on there. But it still has that layer of wildness underneath. From the old times, the dark times. Back when the wild things are. was black like his jacket, American spirit hanging out of his mouth, just like a dad. He kick-started that bike one night and broke mama's heart, pointing that head right west, out where the wild things are. He'd call me up every couple of weeks from South California, talking about the desert and the Joshua trees and his pretty girl stories. Said he bought a Airstream trailer and a J45 guitar. Said, little brother, you're gonna love it out there, out where the wild things are. Hearts on fire with crazy dreams. Whoa, the nights explode like gasoline. And lit up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark, out where the wild things are. I called my brother from the back of that plane the second I made it. We started drinking at the Strip in LA, and shit got crazy. We ended up in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of stars, kissing on a girl in the backyard pool, out where the wild things are. Couple wild horse rebels, wild as the devil. I knew I'd have to move back east. Said goodbye to my brother at the end of that summer, but I knew that he would never leave. Whoa, his heart's on fire with crazy dreams. Whoa, the nights ignite like gasoline. Whoa, them Indian scouts, man, they built for speed. Whoa, whoa, we hit that guardrail at 3:30 and lit up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark, out where the wild things are. Out where the wild things are. Out where the wild things are. Anyways, I don't know that song, but it was fun. So yeah, happy Sunday, happy Lupercalia.